Forget about Dragon being the most tragic thing that ever happened. We got the anime staff announcement that is even much worse. Much worse. God! The destruction of Tokyo may have stopped for now, but the torment to people's mind continues to be painful. It's about time to calm down from the devastation and begin to plan out for potentially the final action before the park closes. This chapter is essentially calm before storm as everyone continues to react to the madness and building up for a grand finale. It's amazing that usually the common enemy approach happens when everyone becomes good against the true evil. While that vision is true, the problem is that Kaneki wasn't evil until he went berserk with RC cells. Needless to say, he is the protagonist that we follow since the very beginning. Because of this notion, the chapter has two different sides of reaction that creates the diversity of the mayhem. The only common factor they both share is how torn they feel inside. The beginning right away let the audience know that the destruction is halted because Kaneki decides to hibernate until who knows when. Maybe he learned that Godzilla is busy working on anime film. Once that was established, it leaves for more screen time for characters to react and plotting an idea to end Dragon. It reassures that Dragon is only sleeping when CCG decides to poke around literally and one guy died for it. Not the best idea in the world. This review is going to scramble around the time event of the chapter, so I'm going to cover the CCG perspective first and then Ghoul's. The CCG reaction side is portrayed in a panic state, like a monster movie. This is the reaction you usually get when they meet the greatest foe that no one can destroy. I don't even know if they know that Dragon is One-Eyed King, let alone Kaneki. Psycho not knowing what she is seeing behind Kagane is saddening. It is messed up that Furuta's disappearance left them in a ditch and nearly caused them to lose their minds altogether. He's still a piece of shit to the very end. I'm happy to see Marude to return back to CCG and practically got them back on their feet. I always see him fit in a leadership position, and he is one of the last remaining original members that I like. Plus, the man is obsessed with firepower, though can't blame him. It is the next innovation to kill ghouls. Uri and Psycho's reunion is short but great. Uri's monologue pleases me. The changes in his character is astounding. It's amazing how these characters should technically be enemies, but because of common enemy, is all bypassed and team up against the greater evil. It's good to know Takeomi finally freed Yoriko, though it would appear that he won't take part of the action, which is understandable. The sad part is Ito is going out there and follow his morale to protect his loved one. It's a death flag raised vibe, and I hope that's not the case. I would like him to reunite with Hiroko one last time if possible. The only part that I didn't like is Musuki and Aura is still alive. Yes, I know that will be the case, but it still irks me after the crap they pulled out. Musuki sheds out the skin or Kagane, I'm not really sure here, and poke Aura back to active. They're so lucky that they're ghouls technically. I don't know what Ishida has in mind for them, but hopefully it's worth it. When it comes to shifting to ghoul side, it's not about panicking. It's about despair and broken. This side shows the sadness surrounding them because they know who is Dragon and the devastation left them broken. This type of common enemy story appeals me because it's not as simple as, cool, we could kill him and everyone will rejoice. This is either win-lose or lose-lose situation, and that makes it tougher to comprehend the thought of killing Dragon. Hinami breaking into tears already start the eerie sorrow. After her flashback, it pains me to know how much it pains her. What really stands out is Toka's reaction. She knows it's Kaneki, and Nishiki didn't want to believe it. I was expecting her to be crying, but instead, I got a powerful display of her despair. She is a strong-willed woman, but even this tore her up inside tremendously. Everything should have gone wonderful with Kaneki being the husband and soon to be the father, only to become the greatest enemy. It's heartbreaking to say the least. Shu has a reaction that is nearly identical to part 1 reaction, only now he blames himself for not stopping him, which is hard to argue against. The difference is Hori is there to stop him and make him think carefully, rather than going into despair once more. It's an interesting dynamic between the two. I know the novel is fleshed out more, but in here, it has some really good moments. It's rather interesting yet eerie, in my opinion, that this chapter has everyone reunited once again, even if some are technically criminals. The reason why I said eerie is because everyone is pulling the enemy of my enemy is my friend. While it's true that ghouls and CCG aren't united, everyone is letting things bypass and work together against Dragon. Reflecting the last chapter, Furuta was pleased to know Uri and Hiroko reunited after they were fighting as enemies. Is this part of his agenda? Is everything working well despite the magnitude to be over his calculation? As of now, it looks to be doing fine. If that's not enough, the cliffhanger leaves you wondering what Hide meant by specialist. Though I wonder how he messed up spelling it. That is like him though. The first person that comes to my mind is Kanu, and he definitely fits the bill despite how much I hate him. It's weird because to think Hide would go to him is mind-boggling itself, but it has to be done. It's like an indirect way for unification. If it is Kanu, I got a bad feeling about it. I'm sure he will help out Hide and others to take out Dragon, but he's going to get a high end of the bargain. Dragon will fascinate him to no end and probably makes his next project to a masterpiece. Who knows what he would be doing with bodies he has in his lab, because he's that much of a piece of shit to do anything that interests him. Regardless, he's going to win this for himself. The chapter no longer goes for raw display of terror as it resumes back to standard level. That is not to say there are no pleasing visual, because it has. Plenty of reactions covered differently from the rest: panic, sadness, and despair. Some are hinted for Death Wish, which worries me. Toka's expression is heavy stuff, especially for her character. It is calm before storm chapter, but is more like sorrowful than calm. The setup is underway for potential surprise, reaction for ghouls are gut-wrenching, and the cliffhanger doesn't dismiss the bad feeling. I still don't know how this arc will end, but it certainly continues to pique my interest. I'm giving this chapter a 9. Nothing still compares to what happened with the announcement on the anime. With the anime, I got no hope. Like, why? Is this world that cruel? What are your thoughts of this chapter? Who do you think is the specialist that Hide is referring to? It could be Kanu. Some people say Eto. I would like to believe that, but I don't know if she has a place in this moment, because we didn't see her kill on screen, so that only tells me she has to be alive but waiting for the right moment. But who knows, maybe it is Eto. And that will do it for the review. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.